tool to be used as a powerful truth to be understood. The reason you are called here is not because you're here to follow. You're here to remember who you are. Your soul carries a code. This space simply helps you unlock them safely, clearly, and powerfully. You're not broken, and you're not late. You're not imagining it. You're remembering. Welcome to the Sacred Code.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
And welcome to the faces or the voices of contact.
The faces of contact.
It's a day, let me tell you. It's a Monday on a Tuesday.
It feels like a Monday. That's
because
why. Mercury is going through its shadow period because it's getting ready to go retrograde.
Oh,
so everything's that stupid.
I don't have time for that.
Mercury in retrograde is going to be angry, isn't it?
Yeah, that's our planet, you know, Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
We share it with our real planet is supposed to be Vulcan. Did you know that?
It's supposed to be what?
Vulcan.
Like
planet Vulcan.
Like
yeah. So, but we share.
I'm a mantis.
Yeah, we share it with Gemini, actually. Venus.
Geminis don't share very well because they're already sharing with themselves.
Yeah.
Especially when they're a Cusper and a Taurus, too.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Y'all are nuts.
One day after me.
Yeah, something about those Virgos. It's got to be a lesson in my life.
There's a lot of us around.
All three go to UFO Con at the same time, too. Me, Mike, and RJ.
Yeah.
We're all like in a row.
Yeah, Mike's the same day as me, and you're the day after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Well, that's great minds think alike.
Different years, but mine's. Deb just messaged. See that?
We do have Deb Caldwell coming in a little while here.
We do.
She is. She'll be here in just a little bit.
I think she's garage sailing or having a garage sale on some shit.
I think it's probably one of those. What do they call that? Where you risk your life to go pick up an old cell phone from someone.
Like a marketplace or Craigslist.
Thank you. I'm
there
like, it's got a name. It's got a name, but I couldn't come up with it.
Something like serial killer-ish.
Yeah. Because you never really know. You might be getting this great deal, but on the other hand, you might end up in a ditch somewhere. So
it might be the last deal you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do always kind of worry about that.
Yeah, especially Craigslist. It just kind of really freaks me out.
I don't do any of those things. I don't know.
Come see me.
Come
see me. I've got anything you want or need.
I got tarot cards.
I got your crystals. I got your tarot cards. I got your UFO books.
We do.
We
have all that.
I have it all too.
But I mean, for sale. So we could do that.
But you don't need Craigslist. You sell it out of your shop.
Right. So true. So we're doing Voices of Contact.
We are. And we have a special one. It's kind of a continuation of one that we did a couple of months ago of a certain gentleman. And in that one, we had left off after he was camping with his friend on the river. And he had weird experiences where he felt like there was horses running through the woods. And then we kind of left off where they saw a yellow orb.
I think I remember this.
Does that sound familiar?
I think it does.
What about you, RJ? Does it sound familiar to you?
Yeah,
yeah.
But it was an orange orb.
Wizard. I don't know why.
Or it was orange or yellow orange. Yeah.
You can still see it, can't you?
Yeah, I can.
So bring us up to pace a little bit, because that's where it's kind of going to take off, is when you start seeing that orb and start describing it. So kind of for listeners who maybe didn't hear that episode of you hiking and camping, just give a little bit of background maybe.
Yeah, so we decided to go for a hike. We were camped on the Osavo River here in Michigan on a high bank. But when all the weird stuff that happened, finally got back. It was dark, and then we sat down on this high bank, and the person with me said, "Look, somebody's camping over there. There's a fire going on." It was orangish glow, above the tree line. But all of a sudden, this orange orb popped up and popped back down. And we kind of looked at each other. What was that? So it finally started popping up and down the tree line, moving right, moving left, and we were trying to verify which way was it moving. Are we seeing the same thing? And it finally came over the tree line down the riverways and headed back towards us. And it got in front of us, and the person I was with was totally freaking out.
How are you?
I was like, I said, it's a UFO. It knows we're here. And that was my first words out of my 20-year-old mouth or 19-year-old mouth. And I said, I know, like, be quiet. And so I started talking to it out loud. Who are you? What do you want? There was no sound of this thing. No answers back, of course. And it started to move up to a 2 o'clock position higher in the sky. And then it was coming in and out. And now people will always ask, well, what you guys were high on? And I admitted what we did. We did smoke a joint that day, and we had a bottle of wine.
You one hell of a joint to see that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right, especially back in the 70s.
Yeah,
They just ditch weed, so I think you were.
We smoked that during like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
But it got up into a 2 o'clock position, and I started concentrating on it, and it seemed like it was moving in closer and then back, and it did this for a while. And the next thing I knew, we were laying side by side, like, what happened? And where did it go? We looked up, it was gone. And we just got up, walked into our tent, went to sleep. And I know the next day I probably discuss what happened the next day. But yeah, so that happened. And, of course, I want everybody to remember that during the day, these B-52 bombers were flying down the river. So low and so loud, you could not talk. I could see everything. I could see people in there. And so that's very important to know, because I think it had everything to do with the Air Force Base that I didn't realize was about 30 miles away.
Well,
Very cool. So what I will say before I play the first clip, because the listeners won't hear this, but I could hear it when I was going back through before and going back and going through and getting these clips, and your voice changes.
Wow.
Like it drops like a complete octave. So nobody will be able to hear the difference, but I just want to make note that when you started talking about this, like your voice went even deeper.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was really interesting, but I'm really not going to introduce the clip a whole lot because RJ just kind of did. It kind of takes the place of what he's talking about. So give me one moment.
Right, recollection, it was about maybe 10 to 12 feet around. But that's all I could concentrate on. And I said it has to be a UFO. And it knows we're here.
So what I would like you to do now is I'd like you to move closer to it so you can see what is inside. And on the count of 3, you'll be there. 1, 2, 3. And you're there now. Describe what you see for me.
It's just an orange orb.
Ask what it's there for. It has intelligence. It'll answer you.
Well, I remember when I asked out loud, "What are you? Who are you? And what are you doing?" I got no answer. It didn't make a noise.
What's the answer now?
I think this was some kind of a drone off a spaceship that was checking things out. It actually wasn't, it wasn't a spaceship itself, but it definitely it was being controlled by someone or something. And I know it could see us. It stopped right in front of us. But it didn't make a sound, and I can't see anything inside of it because maybe there wasn't anything inside of it.
It's just an orb.
Yeah.
When it stopped in front of you, did you guys notice anything else about it?
Yeah, that doesn't even sound like you.
No.
It doesn't at all.
Yeah, I caught that.
I think it's interesting that you said there might not even be somebody inside of it, because that's kind of what they're saying now, is that a lot of these things are like ET drone versus ET in there.
Right.
And that was how many years ago?
1975, July. So.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. 2
But
months.
yeah, I would not have thought that was you.
Right.
Compared to the other, I know what you sound like too,
Right.
but that doesn't sound like you.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I got a little raspy voice as it is.
Good job with the regression,
No,
man.
it definitely
Get
went
out
down.
of there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can definitely hear it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I like I said, I didn't get any, like it was, like somebody was in it. I didn't get that because I really personally think after kind of going back and trying to figure this out, that it was something from a ship or something that was checking things out. And it stopped. It knew we were there. There's no doubt about it because it just stopped right in front of us. So
So
That's
do you
super
feel like it was gathering information? How do
That
you
or
feel
like trying to see, just like somebody was at the other end, like,
yeah,
what's that weird looking humanoid figure doing down there?
they're
like-
probably
Them.
they're probably saying, "Look at we're freaking those guys out," But
These
and I
guys
don't
are
know.
so dumb.
I don't know. Yeah.
Jerry.
I don't know if Mary, did we get into the explanation of what happened really? I mean, that it was
It
recorded.
does.
Okay.
That's why I felt it was important to kind of carry it on, because as you carry it through, you tell the validation that you get over the whole experience several years down the road.
Right.
But I think this intrigues me because it's not the first regression that we've done where people have talked about just seeing orbs. There's one woman specifically who continuously sees them. There was one whole experience where she felt that orb was chasing her, and it moved her into an experience that she didn't even remember. She just remembered the orb. So I think there is definitely something to it. It's a reconnaissance mission, right? Be able to check out before they make contact. Is it somebody they want to make contact with? Is it somebody they need to? Are they in the right? Did they smoke a joint at 12 o'clock? Can we take them? Can we not take them? Maybe it's one of those things. They were just checking out the scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Miss
Googles
Krista.
and orbs, here she is.
Sorry, I got rained on. Oh, Lordy.
Oh,
I told everybody that the reason you're going to be late here, we're having a garage sale.
Yeah,
I was just kidding.
Well, you're half not wrong.
I was gonna say
Now, what'd you say? You said something else.
me,
Yeah, something about a market.
the marketplace.
Marketplace.
I couldn't come up with the name
For
marketplace.
Craigslist. Yeah.
Nicholas.
So what'd you do with the body?
Yeah.
Kidding.
I'll
Don't
never
worry, I
tell.
covered for you. I covered for you.
Thank you, thank you. I'll never tell.
By the way, they're doing my regression. I didn't know. And this was what happened to me in 75. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
So
I find it interesting that these orbs seem to have many missions and intelligence. So we think of it like a drone type thing or something, but there's got to be something behind that.
I have a photograph that I took of an orb, just out of, I don't know, something just said snap this picture, and I blew it up, and you guys have seen it. If you look at it, it looks like there's 6 or 7 different alien heads in it. They're all looking up, and it kind of reminds me of one of those mirror domes in a store that security offices use.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you're looking up, it looks like they're looking up into one of those and looking, and it's like, what is this? Is not dust.
Right.
Well,
So-
and also, there's, let's say I would send a drone down here too, because they probably witnessed how violent we are as a species.
Yeah.
So why, instead of sending themselves at first, they're probably sending down something that doesn't have one of them in it. Does that make sense?
Well, even the War of the Worlds. Remember that scene in the War of the Worlds where they were sending the
Things
camera
coming in.
which that always creeped me out.
Yeah.
That was looking around and seeing. I don't blame him.
The Tom Cruise version of War of the Worlds.
Both of them.
That's the only Tom Cruise movie I've ever liked is that one. Thought he was brilliant in that. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
And then the big drawings, or the big orbs, like the orange ones we saw in Kokomo in 2008, 2009, that always traveled in 2s or 3s. I've been reading things coming out of the government that claim those are actually like plasmoid entities. They're not even ships. They're actually
Things.
entities or NHI of
Right.
some kind. So
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah, because
There's a movie about that called Don't Look Up
yeah,
or something like that.
because Mary had asked me why I was regressed, who's inside of it. I didn't feel like anybody was inside of it, So
So
I
it's,
thought it was maybe. I mean, I don't, and I still don't know if this is the case, but I feel it was something like a drone off a ship or something. But it could have been astral. It could have been a projection of,
no.
like you said, a living being or something that's alive, energy. I don't know. But it was just all kinds of strange crap going on that night. I mean, I'm telling you, we were just getting back to the horses thing. I mean, I thought I was going to get trampled in the middle of the night. And I hid behind a tree and hid down like this. And so did my friend. And we thought we were going to get run over by horses out in the middle of nowhere. And before that, we heard
And there were no horses.
and there's no horses, yeah. And then the screams we heard before it got dark, it wasn't a bobcat, I'm telling you. It was not a bobcat. It was, they say, it sounded like a woman or something getting tortured. That's all I can
Sounds
say.
like you had a medley of supernatural things going on there.
Yeah, so
Right.
we wanted to get the hell out of here. But before we got back, this horse thing happened, and it's like, oh my God. So, I mean, was I hearing a residual of a battle that happened, or something,
Quick question though. You said then we went back and went to bed. Did you just fall asleep?
We just fell asleep.
See, that's another thing.
Yep. We didn't even talk
A couple
about
of things that have happened to me, that's exactly what happened. Like normally if you watch a scary movie, you're up, right? I'm
Right.
using that as an example.
Right.
Why doesn't a live version of something like that goes on, you just knock out like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. We just like,
that's weird in itself right
we
there
didn't
too.
even talk about it in the tent. Now, when we got up in the morning, we did.
Right.
We're both saying nobody's going to believe us,
And here you are.
Yeah, I mean, there's two young guys came by, younger than us, and we asked them if they see anything in the sky. They're like, "Yeah, what are you guys on?" No, we didn't see nothing. So I don't know where they were camped down this trail along the river, but yeah. So I struggled with it for a long time. You know what the hell it was. Yeah. This acquaintance of mine now, I call him. He went on to think it was just swamp gas. That's what made him feel better about it, so he didn't have to explain it. Although he went back there.
Did it?
Yeah. So
Swamp gas.
yeah.
What year did this happen? I didn't.
July of 75.
75. Okay.
Yeah, I was 19 2 months before my birthday, 16th or 20th birthday, on the 16th. And there was the weekend we went, there was no full moon. I looked it up. You can actually do that. So I wasn't seeing the moon or anything like that. There was actually almost a new moon that time. And so.
I think you could tell the difference between that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care how high you guys got earlier in the day.
Right.
Right. But the human brain will try to use things like that. Oh, it was probably the moon, or, we'll try to find a rational explanation.
Like when I saw the one over the cruise ship, and my brain right away said to itself, is that the International Space Station?
Right. Right.
Of course it's not. But that my brain automatically was like, okay, we got to make sense of this big, ginormous thing.
Yeah.
And it couldn't.
And I felt trapped out there because we were out in the middle of nowhere. We had hiked back in about 2-3 hours, off the main road. And there was no running or no going to the next house over. So I just said, it's a UFO and it knows we're here. Calm down. And I was trying to, because he was kind of shaking.
Down.
RJ, what is it? And luckily, I had been in a family where we talked about this stuff and liked this stuff. But maybe not so much him. So.
Right. Harriet.
All right, so you guys,
it is.
you ready for the next one?
Yep.
So this one is just asking, it kind of feeds into when I ask, do they notice anything else?
Okay.
Felt like it had intelligence to me. I know it was something that it was observing me and observing us. It was aware that we were there. But I didn't feel like it was alive or anything like that. Something about it knew there. And so that's why I started talking to it out loud in the middle of the woods, river. And, but there was no answer, no sound. And so I just started trying to be honest with you. And I don't know how I knew this at 19, but trying to telepathically communicate with it. At some point, closing my eyes, asking, what are you? What do you want? Are we going to be okay?
What was the first thing that came to you when you asked that question?
I love that he said, I don't know how I knew that. Immediately, I want to say you remembered. You remembered. Because, we had that connection. So you remembered how to telepathically communicate.
But I just don't know if there was an exchange there. I can't remember that.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, how does it hearing that now make you feel today when you listen to yourself talking about it? What does your insides do?
They're squeezy and queasy, and you know, for the longest time, even at the time I would mention that the hair on my neck would stand up. And I, Deb, how it is, Cole. You just, it kind of lightens up a little bit as years go on, but and you kind of deal with it better. But at first, when I talked about it, like year after, or a couple months after, or a couple years, it was hard for me to talk about it. So, but now, I still have that, I still wonder what the hell it was, because I'm just drawing my own conclusions. I think that what really happened there, but all I can say is that there was something in front of us that was about 10 feet around. It was a light that came out over the trees and came down the river in front of us, and all that happened. But what it was, I mean, it kind of gets rationalized later when I talk to Bill Konkoleski and what happened at the Air Force Base, and that I think we're going to get into that. But so I think I was seeing a precursor of what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious how that. Yeah.
I mean, how it makes me feel now. I mean, I'm still a little, a little queasy. Yeah. I mean, I was scared to death. I'll be honest with you. When I was out there, I was trying to keep my shit together, and somehow I just closed my eyes and I was looking up at it, and I was trying to ask questions like in my mind, what are you? Who are you? What do you want?
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Jenny's in the house. Look how.
The old queasy squeezy.
Yeah, queasy squeezy, right? Definitely. Hair on your neck and arms standing up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I want to point out, we did a show yesterday, and a little review on Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg movie. And I think one thing that we both really realized, I mean, it hit us hard, is that no matter how well you think you're doing, you don't ever really get past these experiences.
That's why some people suppress them, right, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Coco.
Yeah.
Her and I were sobbing uncontrollably for like 40 minutes, the last 40 minutes of the show. Yeah. And we couldn't help it. But it wasn't like sad. It was just
It was a release.
We were in awe.
What
all
movie
that
is
old.
that? Whitley Strieber's movie, Contact? Did they do a movie on that? Where the one guy is like yelling when he's being regressed? Is that movie? Like he had a really visceral reaction. It was later on. I think it was that. It might have been a different movie, but
was it the one with Fire in the Sky?
No, that one I know like the back of my hand. But
when I went to see Disclosure Day, I found myself watching the people in the audience. For the one reason, that was the first time I'd been in a movie theater for years where there was actually almost a full house.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet.
I won't do any spoilers, but I've integrated a lot of it. I recognized a lot of it enough to the point where I know that somebody's been talking to Steven Spielberg and he's been listening.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Close Encounters, man.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Way
but
back in the day.
I could almost see in the faces of people as I watched them. I could see the ones who were being triggered. I could see the ones who were being woke up. I could see it in their face as I watched different people and different ways. It was a magnificent thing to see in a way.
Yeah.
For someone like me who's been out there embarrassing herself for 40 years for this,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
So
So
not embarrassing.
I'm just saying. So, but I was actually watching the people as much as I was watching the movie. So
Yeah,
we
we
I
were
gotta
too.
see it. I just keep putting
you
it
got to
off.
see it.
There was that one point where Deb was sitting down the other end next to
Beth and
Beth
Barry were
and
between us.
Barry and I were sitting together, and then when they started doing the clicking sound, her and I simultaneously went like this, looked at each other.
With a knowing, it's like
A lot of people were doing that in the movie theater, looking at their movie
Right.
mates and stuff, and I could almost hear them
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
it sound like a mantis rubbing its hind legs together?
Well, no, but it was just a lot of clicking. It sounded like
Yeah.
I think there's some African languages that
There
speak like
is.
that.
There
I know
is, and they're
exactly what
so
you're talking
cool.
about.
Yeah.
I love listening to them.
Yep. So
Emily Blunt.
She'll
Or
probably get an Oscar nod for that. I'm just saying.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Very interesting.
So yeah, I mean, you know, after all these years, yeah, do I get a little?
Verklempt.
Yeah.
well, and I think that's where a lot of our emotion came from. And I didn't even realize it until my cat was looking at me in the middle of the night, and that's a whole different story. But for years you live with this feeling crazy. And other people, my own daughter has said to me, you're crazy. I can't believe you even say stuff like that. And, the whole town thinks you're crazy. So you live with that. And then you see a movie like this where some of these little teeny truths pop out at you and hit you right in the solar plexus. And it's like, there, see, maybe I'm not crazy.
It was 51,
Validation.
yeah, 51 years
Yeah.
ago.
And a little bit of vindication.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got an attitude, so there'll probably be some of that too.
You don't have an attitude.
Yeah, she does.
I do actually.
I
We
know.
like her when she's spicy.
That's why
I
we love
recognize
I'm
it.
spicy. I'm spicy.
You ready for the third clip?
Yes.
Sure. I guess.
All right.
So what happens next?
Well, my coworker, this thing moved up from its position higher in the sky to about a 2 o'clock position where we were standing. If we were sitting in the middle of a clock, it would be the 2 o'clock position. And that's when I really tried to communicate with it. And my coworker was claiming he was seeing things on it, like faces and stuff.
Did you notice any faces?
I really didn't. No. But as I was concentrating on it, it would move in closer to us, down closer, then move back, then down closer and move back. That's when I knew something was controlling the sphere, I mean, it had to. It was bouncing up on the tree lines, coming out on the river, moving down in front of us. But again, no sound. And what happens after that, I don't remember. All I know is we kind of like, we're laying on the side by side, We don't remember it leaving. I don't remember it leaving. And we just kind of looked at each other and kind of said, what happened? Where'd it go? We got up and went to our tent and went to sleep. So it wasn't until years later that I discovered what actually I might have seen.
Sounds to me like you got nabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Or they'd put us out somehow with a frequency like, boom. Because I don't remember what, laying down and looking and all that. I don't remember leaving. And so, yeah, they did something. I have no doubt that something happened that I don't, I lost some time in there. and I lost what happened. We both did.
Zip.
Yep.
I don't think they knocked you out with something. I think they took you.
Yeah.
Listen to me being conspiracy. They took you.
Yeah. And I wish I could remember more about that.
You will with your next
I
regression.
mean, I just know as a kid that I had seen them. I had experiences with them, and I don't know if this was the same group or what, but anyway, yeah, I mean, they were there for a reason. They were there for a mission, obviously. What happened a couple months later, but and I just think they were kind of watching what was going on. Planes flying by and everything else because Fort Smith Air Force Base had nuclear weapons in it. And
They don't seem to like those.
no. And I don't know, I think I described it, but I can describe it now what they did. They went in there and shut everything down.
Yeah.
And they scrambled jets off after them. And they went
Yep.
out to Lake Huron down to Saginaw Bay and phew, just took off on them. They couldn't catch them, but they just showed them, we can do this. We can shut down your weapons, and don't have them. They didn't want us to have them, obviously. It goes back to the 1950s, and that guy Thor, what's his name? He came in and told Congress and told Eisenhower, you guys got to stop this. No more nuclear stuff. So it's disrupting. Not only it's fragmenting dimensions,
But they just still make them. We still have them.
Yeah, they still have.
Right. And hopefully they continue to shut them down.
Yeah.
But that's more proof that we don't need to be afraid of them. If they wanted to destroy us, they would have, and they certainly wouldn't be stopping the nuclear weapons. They'd let us destroy ourselves.
Unless they need something that's down here.
And that same year, they went into Air Force Base in Maine, and I think it was Montana, and shut their stuff down too. And that's documented.
Mm-hmm.
It's all documented.
Yeah, and you later found out about all of that.
Later found out about that.
That had to be.
There was a guy that was in Michigan. He had a ham radio or something. I don't know. He had some kind of device where he was hearing all this stuff while it was going on. And would that be a ham radio, Deb, or something? He had
Could
some
be.
kind of, he had some kind of way that he was listening to them scrambling the jets, chasing these things, and he came out later and talked about it.
There's single sideband, double sideband. My dad was a ham radio operator, and he actually listened in on the Apollo 13.
Oh wow! Wow!
Got a certificate from NASA. There was a big line of ham radio operators. All they had to do was make contact, and they got a QSL certificate to talk to, just make contact with the pod. So, yeah, they can do a lot of stuff.
Right.
So there, I'm making the conclusion because I just want to rationalize that they were down there checking these planes going back and forth because they probably were doing special missions. What would happen if they had that?
Yeah.
That.
Well, look at Bob Salas, and he testified before Congress about. I can't remember now because I'm having an old person brain fart, but I mean it was a whole big thing. Where the nukes came, the alien ships or UFOs came and shut down a whole base of nuclear weapons.
Right.
Shut them all down.
Right.
Can't think of the name of it now. I'm sure somebody in the chat will know.
Well, I know they did in Montana. They had them on the ground. And they were completely shut down.
Let me Google it.
Here we go.
Let's go.
The show is complete until Deb Googles.
But that makes me feel good that they did that, right?
Oh yeah.
They can do that,
Yeah.
keeping us from blowing each other up.
Well, it had to make you feel good to hear that something did happen.
Yeah.
It gave validation to what you had seen.
Because what they saw, the same orange yellow lights coming into the base, and they were freaking out, and it shut down.
The Maelstrom the Maelstrom UFO incident from 1967 in Montana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what it might this might have been like North Dakota or something
Yeah.
that I'm thinking about. But if you look it up, it's documented that within 2 week periods, there was one I think in Maine, in Smith Air Force Base, and somewhere west of here. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Didn't something
Like
happen in Russia
Pennsylvania or
too?
Huh?
Didn't something happen in Russia as well?
yeah, they've had
They
documented.
had well, what we know anyway. What they
Look
will
up
allow us.
if you look up 75 Air Force Base's nuclear weapons shutdown. I think it'll give you all three of them. Anyway, besides the fact that was the same year that happened right at Smith, and whatever I saw, I just feel that it was a precursor to what was going on.
Yeah.
And I had no idea, till years later that happened, like 16 years later.
A widely discussed series of mysterious, unexplained aerial incursions at several U.S. and Canadian Air Force bases in the fall that was declassified by the CIA and NORAD. Locations included Loring Air Force Base in Maine, Smith Air Force Base in Michigan, Maelstrom Air Force Base in Montana, Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, and Falconbridge, Ontario, Canada. So they got around.
Yeah.
Yep. They did. Well, they the government's released their third set of files recently, and along with that was some
Orange orbs.
Yeah.
Orange orbs.
I saw those.
Yeah.
That's the same kind of stuff we saw in Kokomo for an entire year in 2008 when the boom happened. And after the boom happened, they went away, and we have not seen them here since.
What's a boom?
The Kokomo boom, it happened April 15, 2008. There was a massive explosion after a sighting of orange O-balls, they called them, in the air, and F-16s that we thought maybe came out of Grissom. And the explosion was so loud that it rocked multiple counties. It rocked my house. And 149 people called into the police in Kokomo that night. And many of them described what they saw as an explosion in the sky. And that's a whole podcast. I was the MUFON investigator on that case, and that was something. And it should still be they should need to still be talking about it, because we did not get the truth from Grissom. Shocking, I know.
Right.
But it made national news. So
Was it heard in Michigan too?
I don't know if it's, I don't know about Michigan, but I know it was heard in multiple counties.
Yeah.
And they dispatched EMS from multiple counties. You don't do that for a sonic boom. Sonic booms are very specific areas and very directional, and you know what I mean? You don't hear a sonic boom in 4 counties. No. So anyway.
So what do you
that.
think?
I think I was out there that night. I saw the orange balls of light. I saw the F-16s crisscross pattern in the MOA after they disappeared. And I heard the explosion that shook my house and turned the whole inside of my house orange, yellow. I think we did something to something up there. And then they came in and cleaned it all out, because I was out driving around as soon as the sun came up, and I found stuff.
Really?
That was, I found skid marks, and I found turned soil and stuff out in fields where Ground Zero was allegedly at. I videotaped it. I photographed it. I got chased away by some dude in a black truck. Yeah, I think something happened, honestly. But, we'll never know.
Right.
This is why they send orbs down here.
Because people are crazy. We shoot at stuff.
Yeah.
We're like the cave people.
Like, I don't believe that a craft crashed in Roswell. I believe we shot it down. Because you don't come from all over the place and then just crash your shit.
We are kind of war happy that way.
We're just shooty. We're just trigger happy around here. We shoot at stuff we don't understand.
Right.
Yeah, but what about just that? Was it last year, or the year before? All the orbs in New Jersey flying around. They didn't. I mean, they said they were drones, but were all of them drones? I don't know, man. There were so many of them.
I don't trust anything that comes out of the government's mouth about anything anymore.
Right.
Right.
Just being real.
And that's why we do this show.
Bam!
Right.
Get the truth out there from the people that live it themselves.
That's right. It's real disclosure.
Yeah.
That's what I said at that film premiere and at Contact in the Desert. You know, there are millions of eyewitnesses, and our first person eyewitness testimony could put a man in jail in this country. And yet we're dismissed because we're not scientists or pilots or anything else. Our testimony is important and we should be listened to.
Yeah.
I think Stephen has been listening. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I gotta go see that. I want to go right now. To go see.
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
so
gotta go,
wish we
Dana.
could all
You
see
gotta
it
go.
together.
For sure.
I know I have to go, but I don't know why I keep pushing it.
Another thing we
It's
said that it was
Gonna trigger you.
it was one movie that we do want to see over again on our own. We can pause it and talk about it because in a lot of movies there's not. We don't care if we see it again, but this one I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Without a bra or shoes. And yeah, a pause button.
that's the way I like to watch movies.
I'll just flop on into the theater.
In our own popcorn, yeah.
Get a robe, hair curlers,
Yeah.
coffee.
My dog.
Honey, hand me the
My
remote.
dog, my 2 cats.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
All right, you guys ready for another clip?
Yes,
Really,
please.
there's another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one. Let's see here.
In my home having lunch, and it said that in 1975, these orange lights came to Wordsmith Air Force Base, which apparently we were about 30 miles away from, because I mentioned I mentioned the bombers coming over. And during that time, the Cold War was going on, and so we weren't too far from there. And anyway, these orange lights came in and shut down their nuclear weapons. But this wasn't until October. And we saw this in July, so I'm thinking we saw a precursor of what was going on. They'd been there checking it out for a long time, where it was. And yeah, probably the Greys, in my opinion. But anyway, they went in there and shut down their weapons. They sent planes off after them. And this is well documented. You can look it up. And they chased it out to Lake Huron, down the shoreline to Saginaw Bay, and this thing just finally said the heck with it and took off, going 2,000-3,000 miles an hour. That's what the report says. But a lot of people, there was witnesses that night that also saw them too. Not the same night. I don't know about our night, but saw that when that happened to that Wordsmith Air Force Base and heard it on the radio. Sure, it was ham radios people heard it on. And so when I heard that, I was relieved because I know I saw something.
Yeah, I was
I know what
having.
I saw. I know
Yeah.
what I saw.
Yeah, I was having lunch and I just sat down and that show Sightings came
Yes.
came up. Yeah,
I watch that all the time.
and I was watching it and it said, yeah, 1975. Holy crap! Finally, I'm like, is anybody listening to this? So yeah, it was. It was. It was just. I was happy, I mean that I'm not crazy. So yeah.
Mhm.
But
You
I
know,
am
I have
crazy.
to say though, it does feel like vindication. It has to when you see something like that. You know, just like on a spiritual level, when you're always kind of getting like weird insights, but when you finally get some validation, it puts you at ease and
Right.
peace. It also makes you more curious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely become obsessed. You can't.
Oh yeah.
You can't be an experiencer and not become obsessed with wanting to know what, why. You know.
But I will say that validation thing, way back when I was young, I was like maybe 25, and I hadn't gotten my sea legs yet. I was still pretty much mired in my ontological shock and existential crisis, right? And Bud came to the house with a drawing that was, I thought it was my drawing when he first put it on mom's dining room
Oh
table or
wow.
kitchen table. He laid it down and he looked at me and he said, "What do you think about that, kid?" or something like that. And I said, why are you showing me my drawing? And I looked a little closer to it and he said, read the name read the signature. And he said, "That's not your drawing." And I said, "How can that not be my drawing? That is identical to what I saw, even down to the shading and the texture and everything." And I can eat the last name of the Barbara McBride or something like that. The name was written on it. And it was from somebody in Ohio, I think,
Wow.
that had reached out to him. And I said, that can't be. And he goes, "It is." And I said, "I've never shown anybody but you the drawings." And he said, "I know." And he just kind of looked at me and and he thought showing me that would give me some, you know, kind of good feeling, like, look, you're not the only one, but
Right. Yeah.
instead it completely jacked with the way I had been dealing with it up to that point, which was just making it out, telling myself, "Oh, you dreamed that. It had to be a dream." And I was still
Your
referring to a
coping
lot of things.
mechanism was
Right. I was still
grenaded.
I was still referring to a lot of stuff as dreams because I didn't know how to make it fit in my world because it didn't make sense. And that really threw a monkey wrench in it. And instead of giving me some, support, I can't think of the word now, that he thought it would, it literally knocked the air out of me and I threw up. I ran upstairs to the bathroom and puked because it shook me to my core. And it was that moment that I had my epiphany. It's like that woman either had to be in my head, in my dreams, or see what I saw. And I wasn't so far gone yet that I knew there's no way she could be in my head and dream in my dreams. So she had to have seen what I saw, which meant this shit was real. And I had to stop calling it a dream because it ain't.
Right.
But you know what,
Right.
Deb? That's what made him realize there's something to this.
Probably.
Got to be real.
Yeah.
I mean, one of
Well,
the
that's
things.
why I showed it. And I bet he was watching my response really closely to see how
Oh,
I
yeah.
would respond.
Right.
So, Deb, I don't know if we have discussed it, and I'd hate to do it on the show, but I'm going to real quick because I'm thinking of it. A very close friend of mine, and I can't say her name, bought your book. I think this was about a year and a half ago, and was reading it and came to one of your drawings. And I can't right now think of what one it was, but it hit her kind of like how that hit you. And I mean, she was just had to close the book, everything else. I don't know if she ever contacted you about that, but if
I
not,
don't.
I would like to put the two of you. You
That's
know
possible.
her, she knows you, but
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It's not me.
it's not Dana.
Uh,
It's a
yeah.
different good friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't. Right now, my brain is in 5 different places, so I can't
Right.
think.
Yeah.
But
Well, mine usually is too. So
But you know, with experiencers, we do have those triggers that we don't even realize. And see in the movie validated that even more. But there are things that can happen, different sounds, things like that, that will trigger us
Mm-hmm.
that we're not even really aware of what or why.
And that
Yeah.
happens with every trauma.
Right.
Everything trauma that people go through. Like for me, I have PTSD from storms. Every time I hear the wind at a certain velocity, I get triggered.
Mhm.
You know, it's just that's when you have something that you're facing that's like so traumatic for you. There's going to be things like that that will trigger that memory.
And
And
Dave-
all experiences are traumatic, even if they're
Right.
not.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're
bad
shocking.
experiences.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't expect to see an alien just walking up to you, even if you're not afraid. It's stunning.
yeah.
It's like what,
Yeah.
you know?
And Dina, you know how I always bring songs into everything. Well, I was watching that and sobbing. I was 10cc came up. Big boys don't cry. Big boys don't cry. I was trying to tell myself that, but yeah, I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Luckily I had a lot of napkins from the popcorn and stuff, so I act like I was just had to blow my nose and
We all know the truth.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We think.
So I guess everybody better get out to go see Disclosure Day.
I've been waiting since they announced it the very first thing, and I still haven't gone. So I've
Well,
got to.
I mean, it just came out Friday, so
I know, but
You get through the
it's kind of
first 50
monumental.
minutes of it, yeah. Get through the first 50 minutes, and then you can realize, well, they're doing this for a reason because it's going to end really wild. And it does.
Don't tell me anything else.
Yeah, just,
and our local cinema would not even show it, so we had to drive an hour to go see it.
yeah.
Oh, gee.
And I'm sure
Figure.
there's probably a lot that won't.
We saw it in Cadillac, Mary.
Why won't they show it?
Well, I'll let you know after.
Oh, sorry. Now I'm all curious.
Well, I'll let you know after, yeah.
Well, remember, we're the crazy people in town.
Oh, I know. I've been hearing that forever.
I wear that shit like a badge.
But you know what? It's
I don't
true.
really care anymore what people say.
Me
about
either. I don't care.
Right, right.
Well, that is all that I have for clips. So do you guys have anything before we go?
Thanks for waiting for me. Sorry I was late.
Anytime.
You're such a
Darn good
diva.
regression. And I look forward to the next one because I feel like there's a lot that he hasn't been able to release yet.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, thank you, Sylvia.
All
and
right.
Thank you for being here. And I want to say thank you and hi to Terry Shana, who she hasn't been on in so long, and we've missed her. We've all said, "Where has Terry been?"
And Sylvia.
There
So,
she is.
Terry,
Yeah.
we love you.
Love you guys.
Awesome.
All of you guys.
Lee and
Liz, all you guys. Yep.
Dale and everybody.
All right.
That's great.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Keep your eyes to the sky. Love y'all.
Bye.